Okay, so final step is I doctored up the waves a bit. I took in a couple different colors with my brush tool to make it look more realistic. So I'm adding more colors and kind of a different type of brush. Along with my wave, I selected more of a texture kind of brush, like one of these, to add in some to make it look like mist. Okay, and I went back and forth between my brush and my eraser. So I would build up the waves with different colors between blue and white, and then I would take the eraser and erase some away to make it just look more random, because water splashes and mist is just very random. It doesn't look orderly. So if you have lines going across, it's not going to look as very real. If I pull up this one in comparison, you can this is the one I was working on before. This is a previous one, but I kind of like the waves that are happening here, but I feel like the mist is a good effect as well. Okay. Last but not least, we added in our boat, and that was on the previous tutorial, and we played around with the reflection. Last but not least, we have the clock. Okay, so if I open up my previous file, let's go find the clock. Go to File, Open. It's in that desktop folder, Stock Photos, and I believe it is Clock. Here we go. A trick with the clock is if you have your rulers showing, and by the way, the rulers are under View. If you have your rulers showing, you can click in your ruler, drag down, and what it's going to do is give you a guideline. I'm going to put this guideline right at the top of my clock. Take this guideline from the left, place it on this side, line it up, and what this is going to do is going to help us create a perfect circle. So now if I click on my elliptical marquee tool, I can put my cursor right at the crosshairs, hold down Shift, click and drag, and it's going to give us an outline right around our clock, just like so. I'm going to put a slight feather on this for a little vignette. Feather, maybe just a subtle one at 2. Click OK. I'm going to cut it. Apple X or Edit Cut. And go back to my original. Paste it in. Apple V is pasted in. Okay. I'm going to scale it down some. Apple T or Edit Transform Scale. A lot of review here. Kind of centered in the wall there. Kind of looks out of place. So I'm going to make it look a little bit more part of the room. I'm going to burn it a little bit. Oh, that's dodge, isn't it? Burn tool. Dodge it in. Make it look a little dark and dreary with the rest of the room. I'm gonna hit this area a little bit more. I'm gonna hit my wall textures as well, just to darken this stuff up. Okay, now with the clock, what we can do is go back to the clock, label it clock, and then I'm going to go down to my FX under drop shadow. Okay, I can move this aside, add to the distance and to the spread. Actually, I'm going to move my distance back to 0, increase the size a little bit, and just give it that little drop shadow around the clock. Click OK. Let's see what happens with noise. You can noise just gives it a little effect as well. Contours, you can mess around with that. But and here's some other options, blending options you have for bevel and emboss. We're just going to use the drop shadow, but for the most part that works for us. Click OK, and there we have it. Very similar to the original. Okay. Good luck, you guys.